Hello and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you how I make my tattoos look super bold. So this is a comment that I've been getting so much on Instagram. It is probably one of my #1 comments that I get on my tattoos, saying that they are super bold. So let me tell you my secrets. So #1, moisturizing. It is so important to moisturize your tattoos. I moisturize my tattoos at least 3 times a week. This will be like after I get out of the shower, just making sure that they are hydrated and staying bold, especially when they are newer. As you can see, the black on my tattoos is very intense still, and usually elbows would be quite dry and a bit more on the gray side, but because I moisturize very frequently, my tattoos stay bolder. I suggest using any old moisturizer. I've used so many different ones, and sure, you can buy a more expensive one. Just use something that your skin likes. I like to use ones that aren't fragranced, but you can also use ones that are fragranced depending on your skin type. If you have sensitive skin like me, avoid fragrant ones. But I do love this vanilla bourbon. That is like my #1 scented moisturizer that I will use. It just hydrates incredibly well. But yeah, literally you can use any moisturizer. Just quickly wanted to jump on here. This is them moisturized now. Yeah. #2, I know this is quite obvious, but stay out of the sun. If you are someone who wants to keep bold tattoos, I highly recommend not tanning in the sun. I know a lot of people love tanning in the sun and like to get tanned, but that's how I keep them quite bold, is by avoiding the sun. I know sometimes it's unavoidable, but I do always wear SPF 50 whenever I do go in the sun, and I moisturize my face every day. It is quite oily right now because I've had moisturizer on all day, as you can see. So for example, this peony on my shoulder here has been sunburnt quite a few times. This is because I used to live in South Africa and the sun there is insanely unpredictable. I will show you photos of it being sunburnt. Here it is. That was really bad. Yeah. As you can see, it is a lot more faded. You can see on my shoulder here, it's a lot more bled in compared to this here. Do you see that color difference? Especially on my shoulder. And it is also so important that after you get a tattoo, you do avoid the sun. I recommend personally to avoid the sun for 3 to 4 months. Also, do not recommend getting tattoos during summer months if you are living in a country where the sun is only shining every few months. Plan your tattoos wisely when you are getting tattooed, and do not get tattooed in summer months or right before you're planning to go to a sunny location or anything like that. Just avoid it as much as you can. #3, this is a massive tip and I think a trick as well, and a reason why people think my tattoos look so bold, and that is all about lighting. The lighting in my Instagram photos is artificial a lot of the time, or straight directly when it is super sunny and during peak sun hours. Right now it is currently almost 8 p.m. so the sun isn't very out. That is why my tattoos have more of a blue hue to them, if you can see that. But whenever I film during direct sunlight hours or with a light, let me show you for a sec. For example, now they look a lot bolder because of the lighting. As you can see, this is yellow light. As you can see, this is white light. It creates more of a blue hue. This is more like artificial sunlight. It creates more of a dark pigmented hue. And this is a mixture of both. So you can see the difference in lighting just by changing the lighting in images and videos. See? Don't get fooled by Instagram things because lighting changes a lot. Back to normalness. So yes, tattoos will look different in different lighting, so please don't compare yourself to what you see online. It's what I'm all about on Instagram, if you do want to follow me on there for body acceptance reminders and the reality behind Instagram photos and videos. Shameless self-promo. Also massively depends on how new your tattoos are. As you can see, like for example, this tattoo and this tattoo is more grayed out. It is more blue in hue just because they are about 5 or 6 years old, whereas like these ants are about 1.5 years old. This TV here is about 1 year old, less than 1 year old, and things like that, as well as this is also 2 years old. So you can see that difference here. So that also relates to my next thing, which is researching your artists. It is always really important with tattoos that you look at healed photos that tattoo artists post onto their profiles or onto their Instagram. If they don't have any, you could always ask if any tattoo artists have healed photos. I highly recommend doing that research because artists that use black ink and are very black work type, they will always look a lot darker. For example, this is all done by one artist, and you can see it is a lot darker because of the way that he packs in pigment while he was tattooing and because of the black that he uses, and there's no gray in it, if that makes sense. And you can see here, this is packed with gray, so it's a lot more faded looking, and that is just the style of tattoo. So different tattoos will look different depending on how they heal, depending on how the artist does their work. So yes, you can see I have a lot of different artists all over my body, so you can see that difference. So it's very important to research your artists and to see their healed work and see if that fits with your ideals of what you are going for with your tattoo, and to see if their tattoos heal well and if that's something that you would like. And then going on to my last tip of how you heal your tattoos. I personally think it is always important to ask your tattoo artists what their favorite methods or suggested methods are of healing their work, because every artist will have different methods and different recommendations for healing their work, just purely because they know how their work heals, they know how it's meant to look and all of that. So I always tend to ask artists what they recommend to do for the healing process and which, or if any products that they do have that they recommend, whether that's using Second Skin. I'm a very big fan of Second Skin just because I'm very lazy when it comes to healing my tattoos, and I prefer to just have something blopped on there and then I don't have to worry about it for the first few days. But I know some parts where you do get tattooed and they are massive tattoos, that is not always an option that you can go for. So yes, I always recommend asking the artist at the end or before they start, or when you're doing your consultation, to ask how they recommend healing tattoos or if they have a preferred method. Other than that, I always ask for Second Skin. I always moisturize. I don't like to dry heal, but some tattoo artists do recommend that, and when they do recommend it, I listen to them because they know what's best for their work, and I haven't had any issues thus far with those suggestions that tattoo artists have given me. So yeah, this is my quick little video on tattoo tips and hacks of how to keep your tattoos bold. My tattoos at the minute aren't very moisturized just because I'm about to jump in the shower. Yeah, that's why they seem a little bit dehydrated, if that makes sense. But yes, thank you so much for watching this quick little video. I hope it helped. Stay hydrated, wear your SPF. Always wear SPF on all of your tattoos if you are going out in the sun, just to protect your skin and protect your tattoos, protect your art. You paid for it, let's maintain it. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content, because it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.